It's a season of love, and just there, Collins Mugume telling us about what NTV is planning. But you might be thinking, hopefully this Valentine's Day, I need to get out of this God-forsaken relationship. This morning we asked a big question: how do you live an abusive relationship? When is it time to get out? Joining us on the show is Esther Namboka from the Girls Forum International. Good morning.
Good morning, Brian.
Have you been in an abusive relationship? You're going to say no.
Brian, why would you have to ask that? Okay. Oh, yes. Of course, abusive relationships take different parts. For example, being too jealous for your partner is also abusive. Over possessiveness is also abusive. So it takes different different parts. So I would say that almost me and you have gone through abusive relationships, if at all we are going to dwell on that, because I'm sure that maybe you've had a partner who is too possessive, or current or past.
Let me see.
It could be a current partner, it could be a past, but how long you should take in this kind of relationship really usually comes back to you as a person. We do not want to give the alpha and the omega of, okay, this is what you should do for you to move on, or I mean, this is the time you should move on. It all comes back to an individual. Do you feel it's time to move on? So that one day you do not have to say, okay, I left this relationship because I was told by my counselor, because I was told by mom. It all comes back to you, the decision you make. You feel, you know, when you're in an abusive environment, you feel that I think this is too much for me to move on. But leaving that aside, what are some of the signs that you should let go? And you say, you know, enough is enough. Irreconcilable differences.
What does that even mean? You know, you hear people saying irreconcilable differences, which I find very, very vague.
Yes.
And you just wanted to leave. That's why you're saying. I feel like it's too political a reason.
Yes.
You're compounding.
Brian, what I'm trying to say, is that before you leave, it should be, first of all, it should be, it should have taken a long time, not really too long. But for example, if you're at home and I slapped you, yeah. Sometimes you have to sit back and you say, why did she do this? What could have caused her? That is not the Esther that I know. Maybe there is something. Then you say, okay, maybe let me give it, because you understand your partner, definitely. You would say, okay, maybe let me try to see, is it something that caused this or what? And then if in case it continues, then that's when you start to say, you know what? Because at the end of the day, abusiveness causes emotional and physical pain to an individual. It derails you from achieving what you would have achieved. But when you realize that, you know, I think this is too much, you've done all it takes, you've done all the counseling, you've talked to the elders, you have tried to forgive, and then that's the time to say, you know what, I think this is the time I need to go. Yes.
But you find many people are stuck in abusive relationships, and they'll tell you they didn't know how to get out of them. And even some who are watching us now are like, I don't know how to get out. Someone on the outside may say, you know, are they exciting? Is there some kind of magical hold on them that they can't even tell their, you know, their family that they are suffering?
True. There are so many reasons why we opt to stay. And actually, one thing you should know is that many people you see around, moving around, are actually in abusive relationships. But people are suffering silently. But how you should, there are some of the reasons why people stay in those abusive relationships, especially for the women, is lack of economic empowerment. If your wallet does not have something, you will have these questions, maybe let me stay on because I do not have where to go. This man is the one who provides everything, you know. But sometimes if you have some smiling wallet, oh, yes, you'll be comfortable to leave. So what we need to avoid is to staying in a relationship because of fear. But you can stay a little longer in an abusive relationship for positive goals. Maybe you have this hope that maybe Brian will be better. Maybe we shall try to work on it with our counselor. Maybe we try ABCD. Because there's a lot that brings you together. Children could be coming in the mix. So you'll say, okay, I will stay because of my children. Give Brian a little time as you look for solutions. However, any extra time you stay in an abusive relationship, you must be having a safety plan. Because you do not know when thunder will strike.
Right.
Because you could wait too long that you could be actually heading to the grave. Yeah. So, but if you have a safety plan, you have people you talk to and you share with, or maybe whenever this happens, there's somebody you can communicate to. You're a bit safeguarded. And if at all your partner knows that actually you have some people close to you to hold on, to call, then sometimes it gives them a little bit, they get a little bit back. But bottom line, an abusive relationship is not healthy for anyone because it really drills, it takes you back and a lot. But for the women, it's usually because they do not have finances, or they have maybe, Brian loves me, I still love him, you know. Hey, you're dying, my dear, my sister, you're dying.
You know, a couple of years ago, I was in Lila District filming minibus, and one of the guys told us that his wife asked him why he was not beating her. Yes. And she started telling him, you know, are you dating one of these young girls at these universities? Yes. Is she the one teaching you bad manners? Yes. Why aren't you beating me? Yes. So the guy was really shocked that is that one of the signs for love? Yes. But if you've gone through this, talk to us on our Facebook page, Morning at NTV. You can also call us live and tell us if you are indeed in an abusive relationship. Why are you there? What is keeping you there? Is this that sign of love? But I want to know from ladies, you know that the guy beats you. Yes. And yes, once in a while, he'll hook you up. I think we saw what happened to Leila Kayondo, and how the tormentor, for lack of a better word, beats you up and then rewards you with a car. Could it be that some women, you know, that keeps bringing them back? I'm like, today I can even start the war. He beats me and I tell him, buy me a car. You know, can that be a monster that is feeding some of these women, that it encourages them to, you know, stay in those relationships with the abusers?
Okay, I think it comes back still to the lack of economic empowerment of the women. If I can buy myself a car, why would I stay an extra day with an abusive partner just because tomorrow he'll buy for me after beating me? Now, what if I am beaten to the extent that I am not even able to drive that car? What happens? You lose out at the end of the day. So if at all women are going to stay in this relationship just because their benefits are then that one doesn't make sense, Brian. It doesn't make sense.
Okay, I don't know if we have a call on the line. Not yet, but someone has called a while back during the week. We're talking about something else and said, you know, his wife came home late and he slapped her. And he was like, she provoked me. Why did she come home late and why didn't she tell me where she was?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So in that case, is the man wrong?
Okay. The lady provoked
him.
And by the way, let's not dwell so much that domestic violence is only happening to the women. Let us appreciate the fact that even men today are suffering silently because of domestic violence. Yes, you've been provoked.
Can you first take this caller, though, while you think of the answer? Good morning. You're live on Morning at NTV, please.
What did you say?
I don't think we'll...
This guy a rapper. Hello? Good morning.
No more calls, I think.
The guy is rapping. Yes.
Okay. Yes, about the provocation. Now, this comes back to anger management. This is something that is lacking in most of our relationships. We are not trained on how to manage our angers. The mere fact that something is, okay, maybe your partner has done something wrong to you, you want to act in a very tough way. But For you to say that I've been provoked, I mean, I was provoked to beat my wife, I think it's really, really unfair. Otherwise, I think the number of times that you will also provoke me as my husband. But will I get a stool and hit you back? No.
Yeah,
some
women do
women
that.
have.
Women
Yes.
do that.
Yes.
You're in the
It
kitchen, whatever
happens,
they
yeah.
have. She had better not have a knife.
Yes, maybe it comes back to
You wake
anger
up and the woman
management.
is staring at you.
Yes.
And you don't know how long she's been doing that.
Yes.
Oh, I
anger
packed my
management.
bags. I packed my bags.
We have a caller. Good morning. You're live on Morning at NTV.
Good morning, ladies and the gentlemen.
Good morning, Nyabo.
I am Anne from Gulo.
Yes, Anne.
I am happy for that that program. I like it.
Thank you.
And I would like to appreciate the lady in the middle. What she has said, it is very true. Men usually take advantage of poor men. When you're poor, you don't have money, they exploit you properly.
Exactly.
I have experience with my neighbor. When my neighbor got married, she was not working. The woman was really torturing. The man was really torturing her. But when she got money, when she got job, big job, in fact, the life changed. The woman was laughed again, yet she was not laughed. So men should be careful on that. We need to love our wife at any time, whether you have money or you don't have money. But most Ugandan men take advantage of that. I am sorry for them, but they should know that love, anytime, whether a woman has money or does not have money, love your wife. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You might be suffering this, period. Talk to us. 0414 563 462 is the number you can call and share, also. Good morning. Hello. Hello. Did this person steal their phone without
No,
permission?
the person I think was trying to listen to themselves.
It was on TV.
I don't know if we have another caller on the line. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yes, please let us know your name and your either question or comment.
My name is Good. I have a comment. You see, abusive, when you talk about an abusive relationship, it's, you can have a one-off slap when you have been overprovoked. That's not being abusive, having an abusive relationship. That's a small misunderstanding within a relationship where you can amend differences and move on normally. However, abusive is continuous. You haunt a partner or the partner haunts you the other way around. That's when the relationship becomes abusive. But you can have a one-off misunderstanding and the fingers fly in space, and before you know it, it has landed on your sweetheart's body. But an abusive relationship is not acceptable. But when there is love, there is no abusiveness. The abuse comes in when love has gone away and you no longer need each other. So you're just there for purposes of economic gain. But when there is love, these things don't suffice. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief.
I
I saw you.
Yes.
He said a one-off slap, and then he said the fingers fly on the face. I said, okay, I don't know if Manuela's fingers flew on your face.
Well, for me, I've told my wife, the day she tries to beat me, we are done. Because then I wake up. No, I'll wake up with I won't even wake up with a knife in my hand.
slap Brian.
No. Well, unless I've cheated and she called me and she's slapping me, there you can take it. But we are just, arguing and then boom.
Yes.
Whoa, you wake up when there's,
Brian, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
If your wife slapped you and you saw your wife cheated on you, which one is grave? Which one is grave?
Really?
Yes, because you will slap me as your wife, and then I am told I'm not supposed to forgive you. But when I get you cheating, I am told, forgive, forgive, understand.
But you
like
can't
that.
equate the same. You can't equate these two things. But for me,
Yes.
okay, many guys, I know a guy who he even once asked me, boss, one man for you, is it okay if I beat my wife? And I thought to myself, well, I've never done it, so I don't know how that, I cannot relate with you at any level.
Yes.
But what is violence?
The issue is
Maybe we can end
forgiveness.
with that. When do you know that someone has inflicted this person is becoming abusive?
Yes.
Is it at that point when they just slap you and you think we are going to move on?
When a person inflicts constant pain to you, emotionally, sexually, or physically, that is abusive.
Right.
Just say that the caller who just called in, just say that, if you slapped me once, I will say, okay, maybe it is the usual, some misunderstandings usually have. But if it is regular, building on, because with time, actually it catches up. You know, one slap today, tomorrow we end up to 2 to 3, the next time it will be a knife, and then to the grave.
Before you know it,
yes.
you're dying. Well, we're going to continue this conversation on Esther Namboka, who is the Executive Director of Girls Forum International. We'll be back. It's time to talk about something more she's more passionate about. That is mothers. Yes. And we'll be able to do that in a few weeks to come. Coming up, KCCA is going to be engaged in their CAF Champions League. We have officials from KCCA talk about that. But also, latest from the other games. Make sure you stay with us. Good morning.